Good morning. Roger here with Roger's $100,000 portfolio, $200,000 challenge with the 2-minute pre-market update. Wow, last couple days have been painful. We've lost about $10,000 in our account. We're down to $96,582. So let's talk about it. At the end of yesterday, I might have been tempted just to throw it all in and just say, forget this, stick it in some long-term fund, some index fund, and follow the market up maybe one day or whatever. But I didn't do that because I still feel really good about where we are. Yeah, we lost 10 grand over the course of 2 or 3 days, and that's no fun. But I just want to talk about managing the emotions as we go through all this volatility. I mean, I really thought the volatility wouldn't be back until the 1st of May, until all the businesses, or a lot of the businesses got back to work. But it seems like the news cycle, they just sucked in all this negative news, and for the most part. And so they brought it back into April, and here we are, we're talking about, the next apocalypse or whatever. Anyway, I want to get past that just to tell you that what gives you a peace to stay where you are and not panic sell? Number one is you need to be talking to the right people. You can't listen to news programs and all that, but I want to give you one specific thing that I look at that really gives me solace. And I learned this a long time ago, that if your stock, a particular stock, has bad news, there's poor earnings report, or the CEO left, or the government is coming down and they got a lot of fines, or like the Exxon Valdez and they had to spill in the ocean, and you knew the stock was going to take a hit because they were going to get billions of dollars in fines. So the question is there any news specific to that particular stock? If there's not, and you're following the technicals, what I mean by technicals is a stock cycles throughout time. Take a look at your portfolio of a particular stock and look at the history. And you can see over time the stock goes up and it goes down, right? Kind of like a roller coaster. I mean, all stocks do that. Even the blue chips, they don't just go up and, they have their fluctuations too. And so the idea is we want to buy when it's low and we want to sell when it's high. So take a look at the technicals, right? The technicals is the up and downs of the stock. So if there's no specific news to your stock, there's going to be the fluctuations in the market. And this is where we can't panic, right? Take a look at Boeing over the last couple days. There's been no news out other than the airlines got a bailout. That gave it a little bump, but then by the end of the day, they gave it all away and it was down a little bit. But other than that, there's no specific news to Boeing. And now Boeing is up big today. I mean, take a look at Sleep Number, SNBR, which is one of the major things we'll take a look at here on our sheet. Again, we'll give it an update. But there was no specific news to Sleep Number. They didn't report earnings. And here it is. It's up in the pre-market today 20%. Actually, let me pause here for a second because I think they are going to report. Continuing on Sleep Number, there's 5 days to go to earnings call. At this point, they don't know anything, but it was down substantially the last couple days, right? And we took a big hit. That's part of the reason why we took a hit. And then today, it's up in the pre-market 20%. It's like, okay, what's really going on here? So they have all these gyrations in the market. There's no specific news to Sleep Number. There's no specific news to Delta, other than, they just got a bailout, but then, the stock was down. So that's my point. Stay steady. There's no specific news to it. as far as earnings, as far as fundamentals go. Fundamentals is the financials of a particular company. So anyway, that's what gives me the confidence just to hang in there. Okay, so let's take a look at our spreadsheet and see where we are with the updated pricing. Okay, so here we are with all of our potentials. You know, we talked before, I've been tracking these stocks for a long time. Look at all the highlighted ones, and we can see right now that Sleep Number, we're actually in 5 of these. So we have Sleep Number right now. If you were to buy it right now at $22.18, just before the end of February, it was at 61. It was trading at 61. It's going to go back there at a certain time. Sleep Number is a really strong company. If it goes back, then we're going to realize a potential 175% gain. Okay, Tempur-Pedic 140%, 146% potential gain if it goes back to its highs a month ago. Less than a month and a half ago. Delta Airlines, stalwart stock, right? If you were to put 10 grand in there and buy it at $22.78 right now, the government's going to backstop the airlines. They already have. And we're going to get back to business as usual. It may take 6 months or whatever. Look at that, 174%. Are you kidding me? Boeing, now it was actually, this is the year-to-date high. But before that, remember they had the problems with the Boeing 737 MAX jet, and this year-to-date high is actually a lot lower than what its previous high was. So this is kind of a repressed price, and Boeing is a great stock. Look at that, 161% potential. And Cliff's Resources down here, it's 140% potential. So let's talk about Amazon and Apple. Amazon and Apple, if you have in normal times in your portfolio, you would take Amazon, Apple all day long. I mean, there are stocks that you buy and hold, and then there are stocks that you trade, right? So the buy and hold ones, are going to go up over a long period of time. There's a little bit of volatility, but they rule the world. And Apple and their iPhones, and everybody knows what's going on with Amazon. So lately, Amazon has jumped like 10%, and we missed out on that. And over time, Amazon in the next year may go up 20%, 30%. Okay, so why aren't we in those stocks? Well, we want, for right now, what's going on in the stock market. We want our money in the biggest potential gainers. And I got to tell you, the pros would probably say that this is a very primitive view. Some of the best guys say you want to have at least 10 stocks in your portfolio, and you want to be able to spread the risk. If this stock's going to be up in this type of economy, you want some stocks to be down in that type of economy. You want stocks that offset, or probably better said, if a particular stock that you like is going to be down in a certain economy, then you want one that's going to be up. And so you have this offsetting, which gives you more diversification, and steadily but surely, the stock market historically goes up 10% a year, and every 7 years your money doubles. It's really solid, and normally we would be all over that, but right now is a very opportunistic time. It's a scary time because nobody knows when we're going to come out of it. Nobody knows when the low is or when it's going to come back. So but this is a very the big guys or the professionals will say, well, this is a very primitive view. I mean, to bank all of your money on these pretty good stocks that have the potential of making 160, 170% back, they would call it primitive. I got news for you. There you go. I like this strategy, and we're going to stick with this strategy until we come out of all this stuff, and then we'll get back to a degree of normalcy. Some stocks, again, are buy and hold stocks, and other stocks are trade. There's a certain degree of volatility, and so you get in and out of them over a period of time and you make some money. That's not what we're talking about right now. So the question is, right, we go into today, Sleep Number's up 20%. Who knows what Tempur-Pedic is going to be up, and our portfolio is going to be way up today. So the question is, at the end of the day, here we go. Do we sell everything, or do we sell a lot of it or most of it and wait for the market to go back down and then get back in? I don't think so. About 2 weeks ago, I got burned on this, right? So the market was really up one day. Sleep Number was up 25%, and we had quite a bit of money in Sleep Number. So I was banking on that volatility. I sold everything off, and I sat on the sidelines. What happened? The next day, the market was up, and up big. I'm like, oh, I can't buy into that, because the following day, it's probably going to go down. And so I sat on the sidelines. And what happened the next day? The market went up again. As a matter of fact, my number one stock that I had most of the money in, Sleep Number, went up. It not only went up 25% before I sold everything that day, but it went up 25% 2 different days. Within the next 3 days, it went up another 25% each day. And I missed out on that because I was trying to play the in and out. So I think right now, I'm not going to play the volatility. I like where we're sitting. You got to be kidding me. The potentials of 175%, 146, 174, 161, 140. Call me primitive. I'm staying right here, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to ride this thing like a pony. So we'll see where it goes today. I think today is going to be a big day, unless some real negative news comes out and knocks it down. Who knows? But I like where we are for the long run. And, if you're not in the market, if you're sitting on the sidelines with a bunch of money and you have a large portfolio, take a dive. Take a dip in here. Put 10 grand in there, how much ever money you have. A portion of your money if you're not sure, and take a chance on these stocks. I'm telling you, I like it. I like it. Now, I've been, in all transparency, back in 2008, 2009, I lost 50% of my portfolio. But I will tell you that only investing in mutual funds, the market came back in the next 15 months, and I ended up surpassing, and I was up like 25% when the market recovered over that the following 15 months when it got back to where it was before, and then it was up from there. But I really like where we're sitting. So if you like this kind of thing and you're really interested in it, I don't want your money. I don't want you to have my money. This is basically an information sharing, commiserating sometimes kind of thing. And the idea is if you have someone else to talk to, if you're a self-investor or you're just interested in this stuff, it's just good to talk to somebody, to have a calm approach. We don't want to panic sell like yesterday. Man, I tell you, I thought for a second, I've been here before, so I didn't let it linger too long in my mind, but it's like, what am I doing? I take 100 grand and now it's down to 96,000. I've been playing around with this thing for a while, but it's going to take a while to get out of this thing. And we have to take the longer view, and that's what investing is all about. So with that, if you like this, like the channel. You see that button down there. Just hit the like button. And also subscribe. So hit that subscribe button, and that way it'll pop up on your feed. And there's a bell down there. Click on that bell and to get the 2-minute pre-market and aftermarket updates. So I didn't do an aftermarket update yesterday. There was nothing good to talk about. So hopefully today we have a lot of good things to review after the market closes. And so feel free to leave comments. If you think I'm nuts, call me primitive. I don't mind. With Roger here, we'll talk to you after the market closes. Have a good day.